Hi, I'm Matthew Cavalier and welcome back to my channel, Moments with Matthew. Today I want to talk a little bit about the feelings we get when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and open ourselves up to communication. Before we get started, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and click that bell so that you get notifications when a new video comes up. And I'd really appreciate it if you'd click that like button because it really does help my channel. And I am ever so grateful for your support. You know, as we open ourselves up to communication, to truly communicate and reach other people, we have to make ourselves vulnerable. And communication can equal a lot of things, whether it's face-to-face, over a text message, through email, on the phone, or the ever-dreaded social media. We really do open ourselves up to a lot when we want to truly communicate, when we want to be heard, and when we want to hear. You have to have the two-way street. One of the biggest feelings that people have, especially when it comes to social media and even face-to-face, they start to feel what we've started to label as attacked. And absolutely, there are people that attack you. Social media is known for that. You have people that discuss your personality, your intelligence, your looks. Those are attacks. That is absolutely true. And those shouldn't be tolerated. But that's not what I'm talking about here right now. When I think of the idea of someone saying, "Oh, I feel attacked by this person," or "I'm being personally attacked," a personal attack would be, "You are so stupid. Ugh, look at how ugly you are." Those are personal attacks and do not add to a conversation, do not allow for vulnerability, and do not allow for communication. Those are attacks that you should absolutely say, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to engage with you." That is perfectly acceptable and something I would say for your own mental health is important. However, if you are having a conversation with someone and they disagree with you and they push back a little, or they ask for facts to back up what you're saying, or they give you facts about what you are saying, those aren't attacks. Those are part of a standard give and take communication. That's what we're truly looking for. A lot of the times we've been taught to feel that when we talk, someone just has to listen. They can't push back. They can't tell us that we might not have our facts straight, or we might be flat out wrong. But that's not a personal attack. That's holding you accountable for the communication that you are giving. And that is so important. We have to be able to be held accountable for what we are saying. As I've said in other videos, Don Miguel Ruiz talks about being impeccable with your word. And also, to add a little bit to this, one of the other 4 agreements is don't take things personally. Someone's ideas and pushing back are about what they feel, what they know. So just because they are engaging in a conversation with you doesn't mean they dislike you. We are so concerned about confrontation that we don't want to have conversations with people that involve give and take. We only want to have conversations where our opinion is considered correct. That may not always be the case. So we do have to have those conversations with people where we are challenged. Without challenge, there is no growth. So I want you to think about changing your perspective. Think about, reflect on, am I really being attacked here, or am I being challenged? That's the question you have to ask yourself. That's the reflection that you need to have. I personally hope you're being challenged. I love to be challenged. I love to push back if someone is not giving the most appropriate facts. I love to be challenged when I'm not giving the most accurate facts. I have absolutely been known to take down posts on social media, change my thoughts in a conversation because I had my facts wrong, or I didn't quite have all the facts that I needed. There is nothing wrong with that. I'll also admit I have had quite a few conversations, some heated debates, and some social media back and forth where I later turned out that I was incorrect about what I was saying. And I'm okay with that. That is what causes growth. That is what causes us to learn. Don't be afraid to have someone push back on you. And don't be afraid to push against someone else's ideas. That doesn't mean you don't care for them. That doesn't mean that you aren't listening to them. What it does mean is that you are willing to be vulnerable and have a give and take conversation with someone where you can give your facts and they can give theirs. And you can come together with a shared idea of what you are talking about. Right now, we are having a lot of back and forth discussion about politics. There is a lot going on politically right now that is painful to watch. And it is important to have those conversations, not with just like-minded people, but with people who don't necessarily share your ideas. Is it okay for them to yell and scream and call you stupid, or you to do the same thing to them? Absolutely not. Is it okay for you to push back and say, I don't think those are the facts in this situation, or I'm not sure where those facts are coming from, but here's what I have heard, what I have seen. That is an appropriate way to handle the conversation. Same thing with conversations about emotions, about what you need to do at work. All of these different conversations are going to require give and take. If you walk into your boss's office and they want you to work on a project, but you two don't see the outcome of the project as the exact same, it is okay to have a back and forth conversation until you decide what is the best method to move forward for you, for your boss, and for your organization. That is important. When you are having a conversation with a loved one about emotions that you are feeling, whether it's jealousy, anger, rejection, resentment, love, happiness, all of those things do require a give and take conversation. You may not be on the same page, but you have to be vulnerable and you have to be able to open up. And if you don't agree with something, that doesn't mean they're attacking you. It means they are willing to have a loving, open conversation with you. Again, if we resort to negativity, if we resort to name calling, calling out someone on lack of intelligence, those are issues that you need to address in your communication. That's not what I'm talking about here. But that is something I do want you to keep in mind as you have conversations. Don't accept it from them, and they should not accept it from you. But what I'm talking about is, are you having a give and take of a conversation? Are you confronting one another? Confrontation is scary, absolutely. But confrontation leads to understanding, leads to tolerance, leads to acceptance, and leads to a growth mindset that what we truly need as we continue to grow ourselves emotionally, spiritually, mentally. These are so important in our communication skills. So the next time you're having a conversation with someone, and again, platform doesn't matter, social media, text, phone call, face-to-face, really reflect, am I being attacked here? Is this a personal attack, or is this a pushback? Is this a little confrontation? Is this someone who is saying, hey, I don't think those facts are right. Let me tell you what I know of the situation, and let's have a conversation. That's the healthy way to communicate. Not to throw up your arms and saying, you're attacking me, I'm done with this conversation. That shuts all communication down. That's not healthy for your relationship. What you need is to listen and to be heard, to reflect and be willing to change your mind, change your outlook, or say, listen, I think we're going to have to end this conversation with disagreeing, and that is okay. So don't be afraid to have the tough conversations. Don't be afraid to push back and give the facts as you know them. And don't be afraid to sit together and say, all right, let's look up some facts about this and figure out who might be right and who might be needing a little bit more information. And what you may find is that you meet in the middle and you both have some things to learn from one another. That's what I want for you. That's the communication that I hope for you, because that's the communication that helps relationships grow. Whether they're professional or personal relationships, communication is important. Listening and being heard are vitally important, and not feeling as though you're being attacked just because someone is trying to openly communicate with you. These are things that we need to keep in mind as we move forward to really make things better for our communication and our relationships. Thank you so much for joining me this week on A Moment with Matthew. Again, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell so that you get notified when our videos come out. And please click that like button. It really does help my channel. I am so grateful to you. I'm so grateful for the sharing, for the comments, for the likes, and the subscribers. I'm almost at 100, and I'm very excited about that. I truly am grateful for you, and I will see you next time on A Moment with Matthew.